One now.
Oh, sorry.
So, and with that, welcome to another commentary. Another classy commentary with Retro Kaiser and me, Hanu TheHande Mäkinen.
Yep, the third time's the charm. I'm in a lot better mood now because of the previous episode.
Yeah. And we're doing Terror of the Seven Seas. I think easily. I think this actually is my favorite episode from the second season of Mega Man. And I think easily runner up for my favorite episode of the whole series, actually. My absolute favorite has always been Electric Nightmare, the second episode of season one, because that one is just ridiculous.
Yep, and oddly enough, this is another episode from season two, which it seems to be a theme with these commentaries. Season two.
But yeah, I enjoy. There's a bit more novelty factor for these because I haven't seen these season two episodes as much because unfortunately I did not. Also, this reminds me a really long time ago of a Mega Man fan fiction story I
That's a cool
wrote.
submarine, no? The whale one.
Shaped like a ship, shaped like a whale,
Yeah.
shaped like a ship.
Yeah.
There's a little animation error here. Wiley's voice is still booming, even though he just put the speaker away. But this is kind of cool. Like now, Wiley has just a huge robot army at his disposal,
Mm.
whereas usually most episodes it's just the robot masters going after the guys. I'm a little disappointed that they're not like Sniper Joe style robots, like in the video game.
Yeah, I can see. I can see that.
Yeah, because the Sniper Joe type robot is kind of like considered the stock Wily robot. Oh, those are
Yeah,
really
I was
big.
about to say those are big switches.
Oh, and this episode, of course, is the debut of one of my favorite Mega Man add-ons. There it is, the Super Turbine Underwater Defense Apparatus, the Stapuda.
He look. He looks.
But
Oh, I just realized
yep.
something. He looks a little bit like the Merman guy from Darkstalkers. A little bit.
Well, maybe, yeah. He reminds me of Captain Hydran a little bit from the New Adventures of E-Man because as a kid, I had the Captain Hydran toy. I didn't make the connection that it had anything to do with He-Man as a kid, but yeah, that's why the green collar and the flippers particularly. But I just love,
Oh yeah.
especially the little fin on his head is what
Yeah.
what I love
I
about
like
it.
how they're just sliding up the rope, like
Yeah,
riding like
and
yeah.
here's a great Wily line. I love it when an evil plan comes together. Then you're really gonna hate this. It's just lovely, lovely line there.
I'd love to see a compilation of all of Wiley's lines put into like a 10-minute video.
Yeah, that would be cool to see. I'm surprised nobody's done it because you can easily find like Shredder or Skeletor or a lot of other like classic cartoon bad guys.
Hmm.
But I guess that kind of is a little bit. He's falling for a really long while.
This is a really tall
But
ship.
that's kind of cool how he cut all the ropes with just one harpoon.
Hmm.
And he's already infiltrated Wily's sub. Like, you think he would have been smart enough to kind of close that little door.
Oh,
Oh, hey, here's Bomb Man. This is a bit.
yep.
This is a bit goofy, but
Ah.
I, you gotta love Bomb Man, though.
I thought. Oh no, that's a scene later on in this episode that I'm not going to spoil. The
Okay.
one involving.
I'm,
Yeah.
I would assume that people have seen the episode if they're watching the
Oh, okay.
commentary, though.
The
But
scene where Gutsman
that,
falls apart with the bomb.
yeah, a Bomb Man falls
Oh yeah.
apart. Gutsman's got the little door thing. He runs through the door when Mega Man's baiting him.
Yeah.
And this looks really funny to me.
That's one of the things I want to say about this episode. This is one of the more action-packed episodes of Mega Man you'll see in the whole show.
Is there such a thing as a Mega Man episode that's not action-packed, though? Action scenes, but I think the difference is that the action scenes are really well done in this.
Mhm.
as compared to the two other episodes we just did commentaries on. Like the animation quality is really good on this
And
one.
also captures the feeling of battling out on sea really well too. Like it adds that atmosphere.
Yeah, that's another thing because I am not like a fan of episodes of cartoons that take place in the water or underwater, and I'm not a big fan of movies that are set at sea or anything like that. Like some exceptions, like Pirates of the Caribbean, obviously, but like usually I have this thing about water. It just feels like it slows down the action more than it kind of adds to it. But I think like when it's done well, like here, I think it can work honestly.
Hmm.
That's why my least favorite James Bond movie is Thunderball, by the way, because it has the freaking battle with the commandos and the Spectre agents underwater with harpoons. It just looks like the most ridiculous thing ever.
Harpoon. Um,
Yes.
some air action right there. Um,
Yeah. Oh yeah, they found a. Oh, and this actually
yeah,
is really clever. Like
yeah,
this, Wiley's the robot masters are disguised, and they're and this is for once convincing
yeah.
disguises. Like usually like
That's
the previous
that's why I'm
episode, it's
laughing because they're actually convincing. Like unlike when they're disguised as the band, when they're obviously missing one arm.
that, and also the previous episode. Remember, Cutman and Gutsman literally only had these freaking chef's hats on,
Hmm.
and that was their disguise.
Yeah, his ears aren't as round there.
Yeah, they're a little oddly shaped
Yeah.
though, but not a big deal. Not a big
Hmm.
deal. This actually this actually reminds me a little bit of the Jackie Chan movie City Hunter, where they busted into the command bridge.
Hmm. Good movie, that one.
Yeah, it is. It's one of my all-time favorites. Oh, this is a funny line. Trats, they tricked us, Mega. Just he says it.
Pooh.
Like
Charming,
the thing I
charming
don't
moments.
know, Mega Man could have just as easily shot Gutsman, but instead.
Yeah, could have.
And there's like another thing because I think the impact and feel of this, like this is the difference between like why this episode's so well animated. Oh, poor Rush. Like like there's much more impact to all the action, whereas when it's badly animated, like in the Curse of the Lion Man, for instance, like you don't feel the impact of like the hits and things, and everybody moves a little choppy.
That was a cool
Oh,
moment.
that's really violent. And here's Elec Man doing a surprise cameo.
You think Electman would be very dangerous being surrounded by water?
Yeah, but I love that. Gutsman throws a freaking cannonball. Question though, why a cannonball on a modern ship? Well, no. Okay, here's one of my favorite moments. Mega Man strapped to a rocket.
Yeah.
I mean, this makes sense compared to the episode Showdown at Red Gulch, where they
Oh,
freaking tied Mega Man to the
that's
horse.
another terrible episode, that one. Well, I found it to be incredibly boring.
Well, I think there's a gag factor to it.
Hmm.
I mean, kind of a so bad it's good quality again. But it's another one that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
Already time for a commercial break. Yeah.
This is flying by fast. I love that pose he does there. It's so.
I think that's a little. I don't know. That's a little questionable, but not too bad. It's funny. You think if he could move his arm around, he could
I'm
just blast
surprised.
the
I'm
ropes?
surprised no one's made the pun. Rock is Rocket Man. I'm a Rocket Man.
Yeah.
Um.
Well, I think he only addressed the whole rock and roll issue
Yep.
in the first episode.
Hmm.
Okay, and here comes my favorite character. It is ready.
He's so adorable. You just want to pick him up.
He
You just
is.
want to pick him up and cuddle him. Come on,
Yeah.
Capcom, make a plushie out of him.
Yeah. Eddie is easily the most useful character in the show.
Hmm. I was getting this episode confused with the time when he was flying like an octopus. That was a
No, that's a season 1 episode, 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea, or something to that effect. That's where Wily traps Light, Roll, and Mega Man in a walking house, and they take a jog through the ocean floor.
Yeah, because I remember what was it? Putting like a pacifier sort of at the end of the can.
Yeah. That's exactly the episode. But that was season 1, and Rush is having problems working underwater. I mean, that's kind of inconsistent. Like, there is this thing in the show where Mega Man, whenever he hits water, he gets zapped and of his power. But then in some episodes, he falls in water and he's just fine. So, oh, I love this. It's so cartoony.
Very
Just a little face coming out of
a
his
very
ear.
Scooby Doo moment right there.
Yeah, but that's what I love about Rush. It's like, and also I like to imagine that this was Ruby Spears like loving homage to Hanna-Barbera, because Ruby Spears and Hanna-Barbera actually have worked and collaborated together on some cartoons back in the uh, 80s. And now, this looks badass. Like, this is
Look at the
what Wiley was doing
I
with
like
all
the
the ships he was
I like
icing.
the detailing, like especially the goons in the front there panning in. That just looks
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah, it is. Like, this is the thing also with this episode, is that even though there is a lot of silly shit in it, like the plot that Wiley has is fairly like menacing, and it works well. This is the same reason I like the episode Mega Man on the Moon, because Wiley's plot in that, which is to build a super laser on the moon and basically just blast all the cities, like, it's like fairly like threatening and like credible. Like, the threat is credible in this episode.
hmm
So now, Rush now used his friggin' ear radars to find out. Oh yeah, oh, he picked up the radio waves, and which was in Morse code for some reason. It was just beeping Morse code.
Cannonballs and Morse code on modern day ships. Interesting.
I mean, you can tell. I mean, this is the thing where you can tell that, when the people who made this episode, where the kind of era they grew up, they always kind of reflected a little bit in the cartoons that
Jeez,
they make.
that's a
There's always,
menacing Ray right there. Very menacing.
yeah, it is. It is. It looks really awesome. This is why you use backlighting.
hmm
I've been talking about, like, praising the virtues of backlighting on every one of these commentaries now, but that's honestly the reason you use it, because it makes everything look flashy and cool.
Yeah, Wiley means business in this episode, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's trying to take over the world's shipping lanes. That's his like major plot in this.
Which, if you think about taking over all the ships, that can get you quite a bit of power on this planet.
Well, yeah. Although I would imagine, like, in
Oh,
20XX,
this is awesome! All the weapons coming
yeah,
out.
this starts to look like it could come from like some military anime sort of deal. Actually, it reminds me a little bit of, remember in Dragon Ball Z where Nappa went and just blew up all the ships in the while they were waiting for Goku to show up.
Yeah, I was also thinking of classic anime like Battleship Yamato, with like the big ship opening up the laser in the front of it and just blasting the enemy ships.
Yeah, appropriately enough, and I think we should probably mention it once again that this show was, of course, animated in Japan, even though it was an American-produced show. So yeah, that's why the animation
Boom!
quality is
That's
so.
badass right there too.
Yeah,
That felt
yeah,
that felt to me that felt like a very like a Jean Claude Van Damme movie, like him trying to break it and then suddenly boom, he gets caught in the fight right away.
yeah. I mean, that was my point that I was making earlier on, that all the hits and explosions and everything has weight to it. So you can tell
Mm.
that's why the animation is so much bigger. Although I think they scaled Bomb Man in that wide shot. I think they scaled Bomb Man kind of badly. He looked way bigger than he was supposed to be.
Here's the bit I'm
In
talking
the
about. This is the bit I was talking. Ready?
you told
Told you.
you were yeah
It's just
yeah. There's another bit, yeah, but there's another bit with Bomb Man that's still to come.
isn't that a
I
isn't that
just got that. Just this one,
wasn't
yeah.
that Gutsman's weakness in the original game? Bombs.
Yes, it is actually, appropriately enough.
Hmm.
Oh, this is a funny bit too. Like Roll is like a master at hiding in garbage chutes.
Computer. That's a
Yeah,
menacing looking goon as well.
I mean
Yeah.
this is what Wiley's robot army in this episode just.
That's
Roll just beat the shit out of that robot with some
that's
toast.
some very strong toast. What did they use? What did they
Yeah,
use to
that's
make the
funny.
dough? Cement. Um.
Yeah, I don't know. That's really funny to me. And we've pointed out again that technically Roll is a lot more deadly than Mega Man because she's got all the pizza slicers and blenders and things that she always uses to break the robots apart. Gonna have to cut you down to size.
Yeah.
I really love that Peter Lorre thing that Terry Clapson's got going on with Cutman's voice.
That's a cool.
I don't know. Have you commented on the whole the fact that most of these voice actors actually also originally voiced in the Ocean dub? I mean Ocean Group dub. I love the face on Cutman.
Like,
He's so surprised. But yeah, a lot of these voice actors actually were in the original Ocean Group dub of Dragon Ball Z.
that's a bit risky, cutting down some beams, especially on a ship.
Yeah, and I love that.
Yeah.
I love that cartoon run. That's so Scooby Doo.
Like right.
Oh, this is great. Like what I was saying about Roll.
I remember watching this. I remember watching the show as a child because this was
Yep.
released on videotape back in the day. And looking at Bomb Man, I thought he like
Yep.
had some sort of a bird beak. I thought it was like a big chicken throwing egg bombs.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Like Bomb-Man was the only one of the Mega Man 1 Robot Masters who didn't have a human face, and that's the tradition that they kind of kept going with the Airman, for instance, in the Mega Man 2 didn't really have a human
Oh, this
face.
part reminds me of Star Wars actually. Coming in for like,
The garbage bit. Although there isn't a cruncher. There was one though in the Robots episode. Mega Man drops Light and Roll and Rush into the garbage
yeah. Let's
disposal
not talk
pit.
about too much about robots now. That could be another future recording.
I love this. Roll's just taunting the
Right.
defective Robo K9.
There's that laser again, still looking very menacing, especially from that angle. It
Yeah,
looks like it didn't just wreck you up.
yeah. I love it that Mega Man just blasted that robot guard, but he's still sending a distress message. I got all fucked up. I just love it that Wily always loses his shit when things don't go his
Is
way.
it just me, or is this one of the more exciting episodes you'll find in the Mega Man series?
Well, yeah, because like I said, the threat is credible. The action scenes are well animated. It has a good pace, and I think the only reason I like Electric Nightmare more is because yeah, yeah, this is the old gag that Gutsman never uses doors. He always just punches his way through. And this was actually something funny that they pointed out even on the back in the day when I was reading about this show on the Mega Man homepage. Is that basically Mega Man is exploiting the fact that Gutsman never uses doors.
Hmm. It's clever. It does slow him down. Like this
Yeah,
was a very well thought
but
out episode.
yeah, it is, and it's that. I mean, like I said, the threat is credible, the action scenes are well animated, and the only reason I think I like Electric Nightmare more is because I think it's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the thing I was talking about earlier.
Outsmart them.
That's a Looney Tunes thing that gravity doesn't take
The
into
only thing
effect
that
until you
yeah,
wreck.
the only thing that would have made that
Yeah,
more funny if his body fell first, leaving his head in midair, then he looks down.
yeah, but I think they screwed it back on after Bomb Man blew him up. Oh, Elecman's here again.
Oh,
Okay, this doesn't make a lot of sense, but
I liked how when he's up the railing, it actually conducted. The railing actually conducted.
yeah, that was a good point. But yeah, I think Elecman got it. I think that was the weakest action scene. Electman got beat a little
Yeah,
too easily there,
like especially
considering
with
he's the
like
toughest.
especially with like a stairwell like that, they could have been for a much more exciting fight scene.
Yeah, but then again,
What
there's only so much of
what
the
was up with
episode
the
left right now.
scaling there? That scaling looked a bit off. With the
Which
Mega Man, like it looked like it was like nearly taller than the room he was, bigger than the room he was in, walking down those stairs.
I was paying attention to that. I was actually admiring like Cutman cutting through the wall, but yeah, it might have been something there.
Whoa!
Oh, and everybody's just showing up. You bomb and I'm a hit. this like this funny little anime moment that they have. Actually, I just noticed that this is a season 2 episode, but all the robot masters are actually from Mega Man 1,
Hmm.
so not a lot of like unique cameos or
And
anything. So it's
also,
like
from the looks of it, they're actually using their weaknesses properly as well.
it's kind of sorta, yeah. I mean, the only ones that are missing are Iceman and
Well,
Fireman. But
technically,
basically,
Proto Man 2's from Mega Man.
yeah, but he's not a
So
robot
there's no.
master. But and also he's in every episode. He's kind of like a special case. Like Cutman and Gutsman don't really. He just loves that he tripped on a freaking screw or
Why
bolt.
is there a bolt there anyway? Like a lone bolt.
Well, there's a lot of machines that might have just fallen out of somewhere.
Yeah. This is a cool fight. Fisticuffs.
I I think it's a little dumb that they're just kind of fist fighting because I would have probably preferred myself to see them kind of shoot at each other. But honest butts finish last. Well, that's cool. I always love well animated smoke.
Boom! Balrog hit right to the face.
Oh yeah, this was we completely kind of skipped over this, but the reason Mega Man was having to beat all the Robot Masters is because he needed the extra power. Light, that's what Light was telling him over the communicator, that he needed the extra power in order to take out the the generator for Wily's ship. So that was the reason that they went
Ah,
into that
okay.
whole.
So
Yeah,
it's yeah, that's very video
that was a little.
game-ish. That's like the video games. Defeat all the robot masters so you can destroy Dr. Wily. Some evil plan.
Yeah, I think it's a little far-fetched, a little plot devicey in my opinion, but
I can see
works
that.
well. This is kind of trippy, I think, this
Mhm.
background.
It's like
Uh,
it feels like I'm in front of a volcano.
yeah, and that was a surprisingly like dramatic moment. Like Mega Man just asked Proto Man, like, "You coming, bro?" And he says, and what he says is, "Sorry, I'm programmed for the bad side." Which at the same time, I don't know if that was supposed to be a serious moment. It sounds kind of bad because the thing is like I kind of like over the top cartoony villains and everything, but the thing I can never stand is when they said I love being evil and shit like that. Like bad guy, because bad guys aren't supposed to like consider themselves bad. It's just that their actions are bad. So that when they kind of hammer the point through, like, oh, I am so evil.
Yeah.
So that's always kind of stupid to me.
There's the whale thing. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know if it's an actual whale or is it the submarine.
not, they just made a point that it's well
Oh.
watching. I don't remember this. Yeah.
Yep, got it.
Okay, that was good. I love it.
Ended on.
Gotta have the last gag at the end.
Yep. Man, that whale can sure go at it.
Oh man, but that was an awesome episode. I
Yeah,
really like that.
definitely.
Oh yeah. What was your favorite season 2 episode?
Oh, it's. I haven't watched season 2 in such a while that I can't really say, but I know Curse of the Lion Man isn't my favorite episode. I think it's going to be a tie between this episode or Robot College Camp, Robot Camp,
Uh,
or maybe even
Campus
yeah,
Commandos.
cause,
Campus
yeah, because
Commandos.
I
Yeah.
don't know if I should count the postseason episode. I think that should just stand out on its own. But anyway,
I mean, yeah, you can basically count it, but yeah. Goodbye.
yeah, bye. I remember when you were good, Captain. Oh, Captain. Ugh, later.